just to think that someone wouldn't believe you is like, that's so close to you, that should know you. So to finally be able to go to trial and face these people and hear their like accounts and apologies and like, I'm like, see guys, it was real. I'm happy it's over.
Welcome back to another episode of the reKap with a K. This week's episode of the Kardashians is a first ever. It's the first episode never to have an ending scene credit.
Yeah. Oh, I did notice that.
You were getting very serious, and I'm over here like, I was waiting for the ending credit.
No, I literally waited too, like I always do, you know, see what's gonna happen. Nothing. It was so locked in on Paris.
We just landed in Paris, and we are here for the trial.
So no little treat at the end.
Well, for me, this episode was a major treat because this was an episode dedicated to Kim Kardashian.
Okay, we are still talking about this 9 years later.
The dream. Like, literally, who needs the other sisters when you could just have Kim?
Listen, the last couple of episodes, I literally said, this feels like the Kim show.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like the Kim show. It's like, you know, it's the hit on me. It's my brain. It's Paris. It's just the Kim season.
Well, we actually got to see what it would be like if this was just the Kim Kardashian show.
And I was locked in.
Locked in from scene one.
Just went to the Balenciaga show makeup raid. Kind of feels good.
This was rough.
Don't go.
See you in bed.
Real and raw and LOLing at the filters the Kardashians used to use for their whole Instagram stories.
Snapchat.
Honey, but just cracked me up. But I am just in awe of this episode, and I really feel like this is the episode that will get the Kardashians their first Emmy. The editors on this show deserve it. It was pieced together so perfectly.
I said that same thing. I literally have that written down because you could also just tell like the thematics would change, the music would change. Like eventually when she's going to court, it's like, I'm hearing Eminem, I'm not afraid. This editing ate down.
Now, I was not expecting to have the whole episode dedicated to the Paris robbery.
Yeah.
Obviously, they just plopped it all into this episode, which was needed because there was so much happening.
It seems just very surreal that it's been almost 10 years, and this is finally happening.
Building up with the flashback footage and kind of just where Kim was at back in Paris in 2016 to see the old Kim, and I think we got this episode, the definition of her life has changed.
What a terrifying thing to have to go through when you think you're never going to see your children again.
Yeah, or just like that changed the trajectory of how we have to live our lives.
We saw it on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, the real and raw, right when it happened, emotions of her crying to her entire family. But to kind of get the retelling of the story, and it be such a publicized event, to be 10 years later for it to kind of finally close, I was eating this episode up.
I was too. And you know, a part of me when we were watching it, I was like 10 years, like that is a long time. But then she put into perspective, there was COVID, there was the Olympics, there were so many other hurdles to where this prolonged it and delayed it to now we're a decade later.
I'm just happy that we're finally here.
We're at Paris.
We're in Paris.
Kris is there with Kim. Corey Gamble's in attendance as well.
Yes, he
and
is.
it is a full mayhem. Like, this is, I think, bigger than the Paris Olympics in my eyes.
This is really scary. I think the editing, they also made it even scarier.
Look at these people.
Back up, back up.
Oh my God.
Oh,
This just doesn't feel safe.
And everyone in the city knows that this trial, this case is happening. And so, of course, the paparazzi are being super aggressive.
Didn't they learn anything from Diana?
Paparazzi over there don't really have limitations, right? Like here in Los Angeles, there are certain rules. You can't go, you know, too far, X, Y, and Z, but they are surrounding the car to where, I mean, they're kind of scared. Also, the driver is like, hey, paps to the left.
there's a motorcycle paparazzi at your right side right now.
Thank you.
Well, I want to start off this episode with the most devastating thing for me was Kim Kardashian wasting a spray tan on those freaking robbers.
Wait a minute.
Everyone's leaving me and I just got a spray tan, so I can't leave.
The only time I'm ever against a spray tan is this exact moment because Kim Kardashian stayed in bed, stayed home to let that tan marinate, and instead she got robbed. What the hell?
Okay, that's a way to look at it. I mean,
Yeah.
are you now going to make different choices?
No, but it's just now I'm gonna be kind of scared every time I get a spray tan in Paris. I don't know when that will ever be. I've never been to Paris.
Also, maybe just start with like, oh, you can't put your clothes on when you spray tan.
No, that's why she was in the robe.
Just had my robe on, and that was it. I was like naked underneath.
So it's all making sense as to why she stayed in. She got a late night spray tan. Obviously, she was dozing off, and she recounts the entire experience.
Let's go through the night and what you remember.
In 2016, we all went to Paris. Me, Courtney, Stephanie, and Simone. We went to Fashion Week.
I was just so proud of Kim for her in the confessional. Like, she really held herself together and having to relive such a traumatic experience.
And I just remember guys barging in that were in police uniforms. And then me seeing really quickly that the concierge from our hotel was like in handcuffs with a gun to him.
Yeah, I mean, she credits herself for being a really calm, numb in these major situations. So I knew that would be the case, but we got some emotion.
The Simone information of it all, I don't think a lot of people knew that she was in the presence of the hotel room.
I'm Simone Harouche, and I've known Kim since we were 12 years old.
Having Simone come into the confessional to give her experience really amplified in my eyes of just how, because I think you kind of forget, like, oh, been there, done that. That was 10 years ago. Kim's we've seen it on Keeping Up, but to kind of see Simone's recount.
I've known Kim since I was little. It's like I know all of her sounds. I know her laughter. I know the tone of her voice she makes when she's annoyed, when she's happy. There's something really different, the sound that she was making. It was pure, like, fear.
What was most shocking to me was how Simone's telling, like, oh, she thought it was the whole hotel.
In my mind, it wasn't just about Kim. It was like they're taking over the whole hotel. Like everyone's in trouble.
She wasn't even
Right, that
thinking
was
it was just a
crazy.
targeted attack on Kim.
Which is wild.
Yes, and then you have Kim sitting over here being like, oh geez, this is not what I expected. Like, I obviously thought it was Courtney and Steph drunk.
Right.
Now it's police, I see the concierge, and it's a completely 180 for what she thought this experience was.
I was so confused. I was like, what's happening? What's happening? Are we gonna die? I just kept saying that to him. Are we gonna die?
But in this moment, that's when her mind is moving so fast, right? Because she is signaling to the concierge, like, are we going to die? And then, also speaking to these robbers, like, please, I have babies.
Just let me go. Like, please, I have babies at home. I didn't see anything. Like, they can take whatever they want. And please don't kill me.
So it goes from like confusion to shock to, panic to survival, all in so many, probably like 30 seconds.
And at one point he like grabbed my feet and like pulled me towards the bed. And I thought to myself, like, okay, he's gonna rape you and this is it. And I like braced myself and was like, okay.
Just makes me sad as like the experience Kim had of all the different possibilities of what was going to happen to her.
Yeah.
I mean, at first you're thinking.
That was really, I don't like that.
Yeah. But at first you're thinking, oh my God, here I am gonna be killed. Then you're thinking, maybe kidnapped, and then you're thinking not even robbed, and then you're thinking raped. It's like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
And Simone downstairs hearing Kim scream nonstop, that to me was like, because obviously you could have you were getting emotional.
No, yeah. I can't fathom this, right? And I also just have like a really sensitive spot for victims, right? And so in this moment when you're thinking about so many different things are about to happen, and you're like, I can't with the rape of it all. And then also they're in Paris and not knowing who to call.
So I picked up my phone to call 911 and I didn't know what that was in France. So I pressed my security guard and they grabbed my phone.
Well, the fact that Simone and Kim both had that same exact thought of like, what do I do?
911 isn't a number in France. So that was my first thing, is like, who am I calling?
But also, I think it's really interesting because that's when Courtney comes into the frame, really, and talking about it was so wild, a full circle moment, because earlier that day we were talking about if something was to happen, like, what do we say and who do we call?
Got a text from Simone that said, I just heard Kim say, take anything you want. We had just had that conversation at lunch saying that if we were ever getting robbed, that we would say, take whatever you want.
But with Kris being there, Courtney was there, like all the confessionals of them all recounting.
I remember running out of the club and I saw Courtney and the security guard getting into the car and they were like, we have to go, like Kim's been robbed.
I like fell to the ground. Like my knees just like went out and I fell to the ground.
It's all such a blur. And all I knew to do was get in the car and go there.
To be Kim in that situation, I couldn't even put myself in those shoes. Because obviously she's the only one that experienced that in the room at that moment.
You know, and then it's like, now tape is coming into play, and now your eyes are taped. Can you imagine being broken, the room broken into, I'm being robbed, I see a gun, somebody's held up at gunpoint, and then they tape my eyes to where now I don't know what the hell is happening? I'm about to lose my shit.
And I realized they weren't gonna rape me, they were just tying me up. That's when I thought I was gonna die because he had put tape over my face, over my mouth, and over my eyes.
I just could not imagine thinking you're going to die. And for the producers to just be in the confessional just saying like, what does that feel like?
So what does death feel like?
Does it feel like you're gonna die?
You're just in pure sheer panic.
To me, that was, I think, the heaviest part, or at least the most where I was like, oh, this episode is getting deep.
But after all of this, after all these emotions, all these, thoughts of like what's gonna happen to me, Kim is also speaking about when the moment shift that, oh, you are here for this ring.
One of the guys just yells out, ring, a few times, ring, ring, and then he saw it.
This iconic ring that has been all over the media because you're saying, aha, they spotted the ring, and so now they're grabbing the ring, they're grabbing other jewels.
Then he found my other box of jewelry with all the rest of my stuff and was like screaming in excitement that he found it.
And now they're kind of vacating the premises to where even more drama's happening.
They picked me up and put me in the bathroom and then shut the door and then ran out.
They left, and that's when Simone was like, oh, they're not coming for me.
Yeah.
That's when I feel like stuff got extra real, and it was kind of just like, whoa.
I hear Kim coming down the stairs and she's calling my name. Her bathrobe is off of her. It's like undone. I still didn't even think that they had robbed her. She looked like she had been violated, and she had been.
I did just want to mention, because Kim says something in this moment of recounting this situation, when I think her eyes and her mouth were still taped, and all she is saying that she's doing is thinking about her sister and her friend, that they please don't see this because she knows that they will be traumatized, like wanting to take all this on herself.
I hope when her and Stephanie walk in the room that like they won't be traumatized for the rest of their lives.
Selfless queen.
Well, I remember Kim bringing that up for the first time of like, if
Praying.
they find my dead body, they are up for
Yes,
life. Like
yes.
that was Kim's thought process of like, I could experience that. Like Kim saying, me as a human, I'd be able to walk in and find my sister dead on the floor and be fine and be able to live my life. Courtney, on the other hand, wouldn't. So I think that just goes to show how special Kim is and how selfless she is, as you said. Like she's able to be in these experiences and not put herself first, but to put the bigger picture of what God had.
God is real.
I always know that there's like a bigger plan, and it's always God's plan, and so you kind of make peace with that no matter what.
I mean, this just sounds like a movie, because the zip tie's not tight enough, so she gets herself out. She runs, like, it's you can't make this up.
Well, some people thought you could.
Well, I mean, when we have to talk about that.
Well, do we just go into that or no?
I mean, Howard Stern
Was like famously mocking it all the time and saying that it was just, I'm sick and it's such a joke and I made it all up.
This was the moment where I literally was like, oh, I'm getting one, pissed off, and two, so upset for Kim, because clearly this is the number one thing. I think the experience itself, she could care less.
Yeah.
But it's the people.
Well, not care less.
No, but it's the people that don't believe her that she experienced something like this.
Oh, yeah, I mean, Chloe jumps into the scene because she was just like, the chatter that was going around.
People even in the vicinity near us, like questioning if this really happened, and it's really gross.
And then Kim, like I said, deliberately called out Howard Stern and all the trusted media for spreading this lie.
I remember he was so defiant about it. And I was like, how can you be so certain? Like, people trust you.
I'm about to get pissed off.
You, Howard Stern. you, Howard Stern. First, he did that terrible interview with Khloe Kardashian talking about who her dad is. And then now he's going to be over here attacking Kim, saying that she staged this event.
I know there was a lot of speculation, but I don't even think Wendy Williams was saying this when this happened. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, Kris said trusted media, so that makes sense why Wendy wasn't included in that.
Well, first of all, we trust Wendy on here.
We do. I'm joking. No, but the moment that really was just upset for me was seeing her cry in the confessional. I always hate to see Kim cry, but for her to then go into her ex-husband.
Even my ex-husband had said, you know, and you faked your robbery for a TV show, and had said that in front of all these people.
I'm sure she's referring to Kris Humphries.
No, Kanye West.
He said that?
Yes, the name was, Kanye.
That was so like a knife to my heart.
Kanye West stopped a concert when he found out and flew to Paris to be at Kim's side.
Just to think that someone wouldn't believe you is like, that's so close to you, that should know you, that should know how much that affected your life.
The ring that they stole is her engagement ring from Kanye West.
It just really bothered me for, like, you don't know who I am.
At this point, Kanye was, you know, pretty cool in his right mind, you know? So I was like, what the hell?
But just like that, I don't know, because I think everyone doesn't think Kim is a real person. To where it's like, you were married to someone, you were intimate with someone, and that person doesn't even believe you.
Yeah.
To then have the media not believe you and it's this mockery and joke.
Yeah.
I could not imagine. This is just an episode for men, okay, honey? Because there was one woman that robbed.
Oh, yeah, let's not forget
her too.
She was selling the jewelry.
Yeah, her too.
The girl, she's guilty.
Oh, wow.
Guilty of conspiracy.
But she at least got the validation, and I think that was what was most important.
So to finally be able to go to trial and face these people and hear their, like, accounts and apologies.
Basically, an F you to the public for even thinking that Kim Kardashian would do something like that.
I'm like, see guys, it was real, you know?
For me, the moment Kim was robbed and then the news broke, that was like one of those like canon events that you just will never forget.
I don't think anybody would want to go from being Kim Kardashian to crying on Ellen with no jewelry. Like, I remember that vividly. She had a blunt bob.
I was going to say, what?
A blunt bob. And she was just like, no jewelry. She's like, my life has changed. She's crying on Ellen. Like, no, this is not a lie.
I'm happy it's over.
Well, one takeaway from that experience was that Kim Kardashian's life completely changed. And I think the biggest was just her safety in general, of just her being able to sleep at night.
I used to walk around in the city in sweats and a hoodie and like no security by ourselves. Right.
Because as the years have gone on, she's gotten more and more famous. She was not a billionaire at that time. Now she is. And so this experience really showed her what she needs to do in order to protect herself in these, situations across the country and big venues and just how you run their house. You know, Kris Jenner has security throughout that house. And so I know the entire family upped their game when it came to security.
We would have one security for like all of us for the trips. We just never thought we needed it like that.
That's all they needed for all
of
the
them.
gaggle of Kardashians. Only needed one really big, strong man.
And now I think like each of them has 2 or 3?
Well, that's the thing. They have in-house, out-house.
There's security detail.
But one thing I love about Kim is how she always sees the bigger picture. And I think this situation, as traumatic as it was, could have been way worse. Mm-hmm. And I think her kind of owning if this didn't happen, who knows what would have happened in the future. And the fact that this kind of was best case scenario.
I don't know. I don't know if that's just a blessing in disguise because something maybe crazier could have happened had we not changed our security detail.
And obviously this season we had the hit of it all. Like if it wasn't for that event, they would have not known how to handle the hit situation.
That's true, because I mean, if you look at it, this situation is bad. She was robbed, but also she walked away with her entire life ahead of her. Her family, her kids still have a mom. They wanted the jewelry and that was it. So it could have gotten worse. And so I can understand the gratitude towards this situation.
Yeah.
But
her life, she's laughing. Hey, man.
But our girl is headed to a fitting. And this is why I love this girl, because she said, you know what? It's the day before the trial. And so I'm doing a fitting. She said, duh, I'm still a bad bitch.
I just want to go in like all diamonds.
Are you doing that?
I want to. I don't see why we can't.
That is why I love Kim Kardashian. She is like, I'm Kim Kardashian. And I think life experience after life experience, public opinion after public opinion, one thing Kim knows is that she's Kim Kardashian.
I know how to dress. I know what's appropriate and what's not appropriate.
Do we really think Kim is over here gonna show up, pasties out, like freaking
There's
Skim's
a time
thong?
and a place. She knows when to have the thong on with the fur on it.
Exactly.
Okay?
She
She's
had
not
the-
gonna wear a thong with puss hair on it in the courtroom.
She had the merkin underneath her outfit, okay? She's not showing it off.
Since this is a really heavy trip, there's a lot of things happening. You got to give it up to Kris Jenner for going to lift everyone's spirits with some cheesecake.
I bring you great greetings with tidings and joy.
What is it? Little
Cheesecake.
Well, the fitting starts off with Kim Kardashian paying homage to one of the most iconic looks ever. The outfit she wore to the Balenciaga fashion show the night before the robbery.
The only way I think people would get that this was a nod to that was if I did like the long straight hair and like no makeup.
She has no jewelry. She's just in a trench coat, looking very just normal and kind of just like not her usual glam Kim self. For that to be what you would see as the, oh, Kim Kardashian was robbed. I don't know what was aligned, but like there is just something so jarring about knowing that that was the Paris trip. So I love that she was trying to pay homage to that moment and we got to see it on the show because I don't really think she ever wore that outfit in Paris. But I will forever love that look and I think Kim looked the most beautiful. No makeup, long black sleek hair. Like she, like that's, I think, yeah, one of my favorite looks.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, speaking of looks, Kim is not backing down from being the Kim Kardashian that we know and love because these prosecutors are really trying to dictate and tell her what to wear and what not to wear, be as subdued, minimal, mute.
They want me to really tone it down, not wear any jewelry.
So she's saying a big you to that.
And I'm saying a big you to that too. That's why I'm dressed head to toe jewels in protest for Kim Kardashian. Like that man said, it is 2025.
Like, who can tell a woman what to do? Like, it's crazy.
And I love that this situation, she did not let these robbers re-traumatize her and re-trigger her to kind of be a shell of herself.
I was being myself, and you tried to literally rob me of that. And now they're taking away my experience to wear whatever I want to wear.
How the hell are you gonna tell the Kim Kardashian what she's gonna wear to her trial?
I should have worn some jewels, but you know, in homage to Kim Kardashian, my tits are out under here.
But I just was like, damn, the fact that this was a storyline, which it wasn't even just a storyline for the Kardashians, like it was actual prosecutors, the court, the judge saying, tone it down, you're gonna be offensive. Well, excuse me, that's why I was so happy that Kim really stood her ground and did not let these men kind of like minimize her. And at the end of the day, what they did is way worse.
What they did was disrespectful.
Yes.
Than Kim showing up in her replica ring. Well, not replica, because it was bigger.
22 carats, baby.
But that's just really had me effed up all the way.
Yeah.
And then for Kris?
I love everybody in this room, but do you think we really should walk in there with all the diamonds on? Should we rethink this?
Kris is the PR maven, so she was like, before we step out of here, I want to cross-check everything.
Yeah.
And Kim said, yeah, we're doing this.
They're not going to take my power. I want to be who I want to be. And I feel like they took that away from me for so long.
When no, I'm Kim Kardashian, and she wanted to antagonize the shit out of them.
Yeah, I want to taunt these
I want to taunt the out of these losers.
And she wanted to look her damn best.
I want to wear whatever the I want to wear if I want to wear it.
Obviously, Simone is besties with Kim Kardashian. She's a lifer. And we found out that the morally corrupt Faye Resnick is the reason these two are friends.
Morally corrupt Faye Resnick?
My mom and Faye Resnick were friends.
Well, Simone is actually giving us the story of how they met, which is so cute. And it's just like, Kim's life is just like, everything just makes so much sense. But anyway, so she was recounting when they were 12 years old. Yes, Faye Resnick was the introduction piece, but she was over Kris's house with her mom and everyone or whatever, and Kim was not home. And so Kris is like, hey, I have a kid. Go upstairs and play in her room.
And I remember going into Kim's room and being shook by all the makeup she had on the counter.
Kim Kardashian knew she was Kim Kardashian before we knew Kim Kardashian. And so, I mean, and then after that, she was just like, hey, I'm Kim. And they were BFF ever since.
Well, I just love that little telling of the story because it is like just goes to show how cool mom Kris is. And then also how Kim's always been Kim, and like just her being so glam is like, it's been a part of her since the teenage years.
In her.
Because yeah, obviously Kim really wasn't emotional at all, I think, until she spoke at the trial. Simone was really nervous. And then kind of seeing Kris get really emotional. She's like, I know this obviously didn't happen to me.
Yeah. Mom.
It doesn't matter how much time passes. I will always be emotional about this.
Her tearing up, just kind of reliving it without even really living it.
Yeah, you know, Kris Jenner was not in the same vicinity, but she was like down the block 5 minutes away. And so she's telling her story a little bit of how emotional and shocked that she was and really grateful to be in the same city as her daughter who just got robbed. And so she remembered like her she said she was in a bush.
You go back to that call, you know, of you in the bushes calling me.
Bushes.
You were. I'm behind a bush.
We were hiding in the bush.
You were like, I'm on a balcony in a bush.
This is where we need to go.
But they were like on the balcony, ready to jump if they needed to hit the cement and break their bones just to survive because they didn't know if the guys were coming back. Like it was just so, how in the hell did this happen? What just happened? Why is it happening? Is it gonna happen again?
If they come back, we're jumping out the window. And it was just like...
You guys were ready to jump down to the cement.
Down for anything.
Well, I think too, painting the picture of what that time was and the issues with like, it makes sense why Simone would not really be aware of like, oh, this is a robbery.
Yeah.
It was, in I think everyone's mind, a terrorist attack.
Well, because they were so worried about ISIS going ahead of the trip.
I was so nervous about going on this trip. I was so nervous about ISIS. ISIS was such a thing, and I was like, oh my God, they're gonna get us.
Well, that's why the jewelry box, I think, story is so powerful, was because obviously they were worried about something, and Kim needed protection, and North said, this has powers, and this will protect you.
Shout out to Northwest.
North gave me this Lego and was like, this is a treasure box that will keep you safe, Mommy. I'm putting magical things in it.
For that to be the one thing that the robbers just kind of like threw out.
This was the only thing that I got to keep, and I kept it.
That's for sure a God thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Destined, like a little memento, a treasure chest that she still has today. And so she brought it back as, you know, a safety net, good energy to kind of get her through.
This kept me safe. I was like, who cares about the jewels? It kept me safe. So now I brought it to keep us safe.
I love it. You know, we all have our things that we keep close to us that kind of get us through these tough moments. And that treasure chest, I'm pretty sure that's going to be worth some money.
Yeah. That'll go on auction one day.
Right, one day.
But they meet with the lawyers, and obviously Simone is going to be testifying separate from Kim.
9 a.m., 9:30.
Yep, you love the fact.
Did you hate the fact?
Well, no, but I'm like, what? Yep, okay, 9:30.
Hers is at 9 a.m.
Kim is at 1:30.
Perfect.
When they're sitting with the lawyers to discuss the robbers, this is when the grandpa robber headline gets brought up.
I think the term, the grandpa robbers, is offensive.
And Simone makes a very valid point that she thinks the entire name of calling them grandpa robbers belittles the entire experience because they were men. They were more powerful, more aggressive, with leverage, with a gun that really, you know, preempted fear over their lives and, you know, thinking of death. And so, like, age doesn't really matter.
I didn't think for a second that they were less harmful because of their age, or that they wouldn't have killed me because of their age.
A 10-year difference, like the fact that you're going to call them grandpas 10 years ago, they are grandpas now. Like officially, like now you can call them grandpa robbers.
For sure.
Photos of what they look like now versus what they looked like 10 years ago, you would not recognize them.
So let's just emphasize on a group of men breaking into your hotel room with guns. It doesn't matter who they are or what they are. That's a scary and traumatizing situation.
Full show.
They were fit, they were sound, they had guns.
Last week's episode with the Met Gala was talking about Kim and how she was like, oh, I hate stand. I've never stand this long in my life.
I've stood this long in my life.
Well, that prepared her because for her to testify for 6 hours having to stand.
You're not standing?
You're standing. You know how in our
fabulous. I hate standing.
You're like this.
I get exhausted.
In uncomfortable shoes.
Time.
Yeah. Well, she It was a long story.
Yeah, but I just did. Does that really happen at every kind of trial?
Yeah,
you have to stand the entire time. I
Oh
thought
no,
you
that's
sit
just
next
Paris.
Sit next to the judge.
Well, that's America, honey.
Oh, okay.
We're in a different country.
Gotcha.
They wear wigs and stuff. The judges.
Oh,
yeah, I think.
Like what is this? Like,
George Washington
yeah,
wigs.
like 19.
Yeah, they wear stuff like that. Which also, thank you to the one court illustrator that made Kim look good, because everyone loves to make them look bad. At least there was one that did her justice.
Okay. That's very important, apparently.
But we're getting ready for the trial. It is day of the trial.
Yeah.
Glam is ready. Jewels are jeweling.
But I also do want to mention that like the energy is very calm and subdued. You know, this is a big day, and this day they've been, you know, counting down this moment for about 10 years.
I think we're just really trying to focus on what we're about to do and where we're about to go.
And so you can actually hear it in Kris's voice as she is, you know, recounting and setting the tone for what's about to happen. But I also do love Kris Appleton for coming in and kind of doing quality control over the hair to kind of give us the light moment in such a heavy start to a day.
I'm here to support her and just to be here for her and help her through a really hard day.
Also, we're running a bit late on time.
They were running on a tight schedule.
They were running on a tight schedule.
And he needed to make sure Kris's hair looked good.
Yeah.
But sorry to Danielle, the producer, that was like, come on, seriously, this is such an emotional moment.
It's a terrible end to this very, serious.
Glam is also
But
serious.
a girl's got to do her hair.
Girl's got to get her hair done.
So Simone testifies. She comes and kind of relays everything.
So you're on the podium.
Yeah.
And the guy is literally
The criminal?
Yeah, like in the right out of the corner of your eye.
Stop it.
Yeah. They're all around.
It was a emotional moment.
I cried a lot.
How many times, or just the whole time?
I just cried.
Everyone keeps naming how Simone really needed this closure. You know, Simone is one of her lifers. She's a chill girl. She's more of the behind the scenes girl, but she needed this closure for such a jarring moment.
I definitely think Simone needed closure, and I think that this was really good for her. This is something that really affected Simone.
The court was actually trying to poke a question at Simone of like, well, if you were there, why didn't you just come up and help her?
You need to understand the kind of person that Kim is and the kind of person that I am. Because like they're like so confused why
You wouldn't run up there.
Yeah.
I thought the same question too of like, what the hell? What would you do if you were in that situation?
But yeah, but they were probably so nice to her because they thought she was alone and unprotected, had no one else, and they were like, cool, let's just get these jewels and get out.
Simone's very frantic. I think she wouldn't have known what to do.
And then that's when Kim is like, no, well, if she did, we would not be here today.
It's like, great she didn't come out. She would have had us killed, seriously.
But I think that's also too like the victim blaming of it all of like, you were the reason all these robbers came in and you could have saved the situation. And Simone is like understanding it to say, I am Simone, I am not Kim. If the roles were reversed, maybe Kim could have came up and helped the situation out. But Kim is over here saying, yeah.
We would have died, for sure.
And I think that's the importance of knowing who your friends are, knowing who is good for certain situations. And because Kim could also be mad at Simone that she didn't come in and help, but like she knows who Simone is through and through. And so she's like, no, that's my girl. But she would have actually gotten a shot.
Yeah. And I think so too with Kim, her phone getting snatched out of her hand to call security. If it was not for Simone to be downstairs to be like, oh, something's wrong, I need to get a hold of Courtney and the team.
Yeah.
Everything was meant to be how it was supposed to be, and it was in the best case scenario. And I'm glad that looking back on it, neither of them hold this like ill will towards each other of like what happened. Because at the end of the day, it's the end of the day.
That's right.
Take out the whole experience and just put it in like Kim's eyes. Like this is one of the biggest days of her entire life.
Kim, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling prepared.
And one of the most powerful days of her story.
Oh yeah.
That will be told forever.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
The entire time I'm watching this, I'm like, we are watching history. Literally, as this moment, she's walking up the stairs, I'm like, years from now, there's going to be the Kim Kardashian movie, and this is going to be an inaugural scene.
Yeah.
Like, get this in your brain, kids. Like, get this through your head. Like, this is a big deal. And she's eating the fuck down.
This morning, Kim Kardashian walking into court, testifying for the first time in front of the men who she says she believed were going to kill her.
And I like her thought process of this. You know, this before she walks into it, after she leaves it, she's relieved. But walking into it, she's like, this is this was what, 8-10 minutes of my life? And I have a very full life. And so that alone is giving me so much peace.
I'm just not nervous. This was less than 10 minutes of my life. I've lived an amazing life.
Well, and I love too that she obviously honed in on her being so calm.
Calmness doesn't take away feeling emotion for me. I think I can still be emotional and get my story out.
She doesn't really let nerves get the best of her. And as Kris Jenner said, it's really good to be Kim.
She is not going to get emotional about it, and she's just going to deal with it. And sometimes, you know what? It's really good to be Kim.
I want to be Kim. She wore the ring that was the replacement.
Kardashian arrived and dressed defiantly in diamonds, including a ring strikingly similar to the $4 million engagement ring stolen back in 2016.
The trial concludes with a K, and Kim is getting back to her hotel room to be basically fill us girls in on the tea of what happened because we didn't get to see anything.
We didn't get to see anything. She's eating her pasta, her broccoli, and her Coke, of course. But no, Kim is really grateful, reflecting on this day. You know, it was 6 egregious hours of recounting such a traumatic night.
I hate that she had to relive it, but she was so strong. And I think she needed to feel those emotions too. It's very freeing to be able to say, this is what happened to me, and this is what I lived through. And then the fact that you said that you forgave them.
I just could not imagine being in that courtroom as the robbers to then notice, because obviously so much time has passed.
Yeah.
And Kim has just like catapulted even more to stardom, to know, like those are the only men that really have the intimate moments of that night.
Yeah.
And here you have just like the biggest celebrity in the world is who you did it to.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like I would feel so stupid.
Yeah, and that's why Kim could look at them in their eyes, be so close to them. And I'm glad that she stuck up for herself. When they asked her questions, she was able to be like, I didn't like this, I didn't like that.
The one guy that wrote the book, he was like, do you have anything to say to him? And I was like, yeah, I think it's kind of like tasteless.
But she's able to, you know, have like a certain amount of value. And then to also, as you mentioned, like look these guys in their eye and to, for some of them, express forgiveness so that they can move on in whatever they need in their life.
Her interview with Ellen, where she basically said she was grateful for the experience, for Kim to kind of still think that way and know that in the courtroom she wanted to thank the robbers, but she's like, that probably would not be the best for my legal team.
They changed my life for the better. I wanted to say that, and I thought my attorneys were going to count. Like, they'd lose it if I said that.
Yeah.
To say thank you.
That was lawyer Kim stepping in.
That was
like,
lawyer Kim,
Yep, keep things to yourself.
You can't say all that.
Like, I just think when Kim's a different person she is, like you can just tell like the old keeping up Kim would never be doing anything that Kim's doing
she
now.
would be hysterical.
Yeah.
She would be, just like,
Because even Khloe Kardashian in the confessional opened up about how much of a better human being Kim is because of this experience.
Sure, if you get stripped of everything, does that mean they take everything from you? And absolutely not. She still has everything that matters. And I think it just really made her lean into who she is.
But it was also just really good information to know as a viewer, this letter that came out of the middle of all this. Like it was sent in 2017 that she never read, and it was able to be read to her in the court, which she also read and shared with the general public. Like she shared some good details here.
You want me to read it to you guys? After seeing you in a French TV show, after seeing the emotion and the psychological damage I inflicted on you, I have decided to write. I come to you as a human being and want to tell you how much I regret what I did.
But, you know, she was really gracious, and she thinks it was actually so noble of the guy to have been so reflective and have remorse. And she also mentioned that, like, this was the guy who was able to give her a glimmer of hope when her life flashed before her eyes.
During the robbery, he kept getting close to me and, like, saying to me, like, just shh, and you okay? Like that was in English. He would just go, shh, you okay, shh. In that moment, I was like, okay, he doesn't want to hurt me. At least this guy doesn't want to.
That to be the only thing that's like, okay, I'm fine, is because of this man. I think it just goes to show the type of human he is, knowing that he's the one that apologized and sent this letter to Kim.
I mean, still a shitty thing to do, but it's also like...
Yeah, but I look at it too. It's obviously a shitty thing to do, but like Kim and them going into this prison reform version of Kim and how she's able to forgive.
Kim talks a lot about second chances through her advocacy work, but it's easier to do that when you're not the victim. You know, it shows that she's actually walking the walk.
But to know that I think she holds that for all the robbers of just like, you're taking accountability. This is what you're supposed to do. And because of her prison reform experience, she, I think, can hone into it and see it from a way different light.
I was like, you know what? I appreciate all of their statements and I forgive all of them.
But screw Mr. Abbas.
Abbas.
Who wrote that damn book. Tacky, tasteless, disgusting.
I was so confused, just like Kris, towards the end of the episode when she's like, a boss.
Who the hell is a
Who's
boss?
a boss? Who's a boss?
What does that mean, a boss?
His last name.
Oh. Oh, I thought you meant boss. Yeah, so did I.
A boss.
After the entire trial, after everything, it's finally time for Kim to move on.
Yeah.
To be done with the situation and to bring back Paris in a positive light. I'm glad she did not let this experience ruin her love for Paris.
My feelings about the city are super special. I'm such a sentimental person. I don't think that experience is gonna ruin a whole lifetime of me being in love with Paris.
Paris is a magical city, and you know, towards the end of this trip, why not hit the town, do a little shopping, and live our best lives now that that weight and that era is kind of, you know, off of our shoulders.
It just feels so good to see my daughter having some fun with a smile on her face. It just feels so much lighter now.
I'm just loving that you could just feel the lightness in the room.
It felt better.
You can just feel Kim is happy, Kris is ready, like the two and that back and forth.
Oh, wait.
I loved both outfits, but the fact that these outfits were the cause of that back and forth, I'm all for Kris being a little offended by the baseball cap.
Wait, you're wearing a baseball cap with a fur thing?
Yeah, are you
I'm
wearing
into it.
a suit with loafers?
Excuse me, before we talk about the back and the forth, did you not see that the outfit that Kris Jenner has on is the exact same outfit that Khloe wore for the Freaky Friday promo?
Yeah.
I was like, what order are we in here?
No, that's the whole thing with this damn show. It's out of order to the max. But it's okay, because this is one of the best episodes of reality TV in the history of reality TV.
Yeah. But yeah, the roasting of it all.
Do you have your extensions on?
Oh, girls, come on.
Do you have fake lashes on?
It just like, I love when people make fun of themselves and then coming off of the heels of such a heavy, heavy day. Like, this was good. Kim doesn't have veneers.
Are those her teeth?
Actually, yes, but yours, mine are real. Never had a veneer, baby.
And that's her nose.
You know, the nose is real.
Oh,
Yep,
God, you
noses
guys.
are real.
That is her nose. But Kris Jenner's taking me out. She's like, turn around. She's like, Kris Jenner. I just love Kris Jenner when she's like light and fun.
I love myself.
I love that this is kind of their way of like stating and shutting rumors down and kind of poking fun at everyone's opinions on the Kardashians.
Kris Jenner said the only thing is just my nose. That's the only thing that's fake.
Noses are probably the only thing on my face that's real.
Do you have some gum?
Do we have any real gum?
That's fake too.
But with the turnaround, bend over, let's get this conversation.
Turn around, let's get started. Bend over.
I just have to say, Kris in the earlier episodes said, Kim looks great from behind.
She did.
You look so great from behind. I know you've never heard that before. But I thought as your mother, I could say it.
That is one thing, if you follow me on social media, you know I say in every single outfit video, every Kardashian look is better from the back. So I'm just glad that we're getting that moment on the show. But we have to leave Paris. As sad and like, I don't want to leave and I like love now Kim and Paris.
No, let's go. Let's go home.
We're back home.
Let's go home. Let's get the verdict. What's the verdict?
The verdict is in. Guilty.
8 out of the 10 that were charged were convicted and found guilty.
Guilty, 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 guilty. Some were guilty by what? Accomplice? But like 8 out of 10.
In the whole situation of like the driver of it all, like that wasn't accused or charged, Kim being like, good for him.
Gary, not guilty. Good for him for standing his ground.
I just feel like Kim is like so moved past this to where even that she's like, yeah, good for him. Like, Who cares if he's the reason they found out I was getting drove around and I was here? He didn't do anything wrong.
And he's saying, I didn't know that they were gonna go rob her. I just was friends with them, and I randomly was in a bar and told them.
I mean, because it's like, it's a celebrity in town, right? Like, at some capacity, I've worked in service, and so you hear things, you're like, yeah, Beyonce's upstairs. You're like, oh, okay. And they're like, okay, you don't know the person's gonna take that information and go rob them.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah, and I just think that seeing the entire thing play out, obviously now this chapter is completely done, knowing that what was deserved was deserved.
I feel like crying, but I don't know why I feel like crying.
That was a heavy episode, but we found light at the end of the tunnel.
Closure with the K.
I'm just glad that you have closure, and I'm really proud of you because I know how hard that was. You're the strongest woman I know, and you too, Simone.
But she wouldn't change a thing.
No matter how hard or crazy it was, I am grateful for the lessons.
What is your peak in your pit of today's episode?
My peak is Kim Kardashian. Just her.
Okay.
She's the most inspiring, the most amazing, and like open and real and raw. And like, I don't know, these episodes are the ones where I'm like, I wish every single person that's ever said a negative word about the Kardashians.
Yeah.
Anyone that's obsessed with the Kardashians, like these are the episodes I think when you watch, it changes your perspective in a sense of like their lives.
No, we live for these episodes. Yeah. Well, my peak is, I hope those limp drop the soap in jail. Quote, Khloe Kardashian.
And I really hope that those limp drop the soap in jail.
We love a Khloeism.
Because I mean, yes.
Well, I'm glad that's your peak because that goes into my pit.
Uh-oh.
That these men were not sentenced to death.
Oh. No, I don't know if Kim would agree with that.
Well, no, but obviously.
That's a death penalty, no.
No, I'm just kidding about the death part. But the fact that they didn't actually get prison time. They've already spent enough time in jail that post-sentence.
Yeah.
Just, that was that. The trial was the trial. They were charged and there was no jail time to be served. I'm just a little sad you didn't get the Wendy Williams reference.
Of where?
The death.
Oh, no, I didn't. Death to all of them is what you should have said.
Well,
that's what she says.
Okay, well, death to all of them.
Well, my pit is the fact that Kris Jenner suggested that Khloe wear her slippers for standing for 6 hours.
You did bring those slippers. You just showed us. Can you imagine? No.
Hell no.
I do want to see those slippers. They're probably going to be sold on KardashianCloset.com. But
shout out to CC.
That is all for this week's episode of the reKap. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button as we are trying to get the channel to 50,000 subscribers by the end of the season.
Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week.
Death to them all.
Death to all of them.